that to you.
Yeah, it'll be easy. I'll help you find it in your files, and then you'll be able to just put it in Dropbox or Google folders or
Great.
upload it to YouTube privately or something like that.
Okay. Okay. I think it just automatically converts to an MP4, doesn't it? From here.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
saves it in the folder like that you have Zoom under kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I might need to ask for some guidance about that,
Yeah, that's no problem. Thank you
but
guys
we're not
for
the
doing.
technical people. You're the technical people.
Well, it's hard to know everything really. All the different platforms and tools. I really only know very little in some senses, yet know a lot. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think we're all there. We're all there. We all know. We all know everything the universe knows and nothing at all.
Yeah.
oh, oh,
Oh,
oh, we have a screen share.
yeah, cool.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I'm just going to use NewMap to go through like whatever the conversation is, just so you guys know. I did this process earlier with a guy named Mark here, and we call this ROI4, which is return on imagination, intention, and integral investment.
Ooh.
And we basically go over like 3 basic questions, like what is your vision, your dream, like without limits, what do you want to see in the world? It's the broadest thing, like ending mental health or poverty or freedom, kind of like that big kind of thing. And then what are some of your intentions in realizing that? And that's more specific, like you might want to end poverty, but you specialize in music and film, you're passionate about that, so you're going to build, you know, a concert or something, whereas like ending poverty is a whole systems, you know, kind of thing. So the intentions are more like what specifically are you guys going to be working on in the world on a regular basis. And then the third question is like, what gifts would you even contemplate putting into this community? It's a bunch of us, different people like yourselves and NewMap, working together to develop NewMap itself and develop each other's own platforms and synergize together in different ways. So it's like, what gifts would you consider unconditionally putting into the center? Because for some people that could be $1 million, or it could be 10 hours a week, or it could be their network, you know, and it has to be the unconditional part. And it's not really a commitment. It's just like, what can you even consider giving unconditionally? And the other half of that is, what would you like to receive unconditionally? So it could be a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It could be anything. So it's really open, and that's how we frame the process of getting into, before we can get into synergistic co-creation, we each share that for ourselves. And we call it sitting at the table of unknowing, which we borrowed from a woman named Susan Davis, who does this KINS model. KINS. It's been for 40 years. She's been running these sort of underground manifestation groups of people and communities. So we borrowed some from her. So our activation community is like, the goal was to find 30 communities or people that could all gift into this center. So we'd all develop NewMap together, and the code would help everybody. And so if you need media, but there's somebody who really is passionate about making NewMap a media center, there's no reason you guys should like be fixated on making NewMap a good media platform. You should make it for what you're doing, and then other people who will develop other parts of it, and then everyone can use the different parts. Generally speaking, that was our business plan that's coming to fruition. So so for you guys, if you would indulge me, I'd love to just start on that high level and ask a few of those questions so we can get a frame of reference and how we can synergize with you guys and help out. And of course, so I've shared with Katie a little, I'm super inspired and excited. The mental health thing is a personal mission. So this is not just like any kind of consultation for me or some kind of like business arrangement, or this is like the most exciting, like, you know, top 3 exciting things happening for me in the world right now is like bringing mental health, like transformation and humor and music and funding and building retreat centers where people can come, and we'll pay for their flights and we'll pay for their food, and there will be no insurance necessary and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's really not hard because we're connected to like all these intentional villages and eco networks and all these places that can actually host these types of things if the facilitators can get there, and we can put the right, whatever resources we need and the right practitioners. It's like we have everything we need now. It's just about filling in the gaps, where for me anyway, that's one of my
the thing that excites me about this is, as you're talking, it's like I'm realizing that we're all tapping into the same kind of stream of consciousness, because, you know, sitting with the unknown is exactly what they're talking about in revolutionary mental health services. So the peer supported open dialogue movement, which is just kind of becoming huge, is exactly based on that. sort of allowing evolution and the self-healing of the psyche to evolve rather than using the kind of the mind and the ego to direct where things should go. So is this what you were referring to, Brett, when you said that we could maybe able to get involved in August? What were you meaning by that?
October, and we're having a big event in October, which is a month-long event, which we're calling the Trim Tab Festival after Bucky Fuller, and a whole systems hackathon. So I'm sort of designing that from a lead perspective and creating this starting point that the rest of like the people here and some other people can come into without it being a completely blank slate with just chaos and everyone wants to do everything. I'm kind of been nominated because I have this vision and I have a lot of energy for it to create this general event for the month of October and then present it to everyone here and other friends. And I'll show you here in NooMap what that looks like. I'll just do that now because I can.
I just warn you, I'm probably going to get really confused with this right now because it's all so new. Yeah, I'm not very technical.
That's okay. This is all good stuff. I mean, we'll just have fun and keep getting to know each other on the call. There's really nothing that we need to accomplish as far as I'm concerned, like on this call, like it's life and death. It's good for you guys to see everything and a little bit. So basically we have this function in NooMap, a holon is a container of information. It's a whole and a part, a holon simultaneously. Mm-hmm. So we have this thing called synergy space. In NooMap, which is a specific type of holon that has functions like people can join the holon to co-create. So it's almost like task management, but on a more spiritual level. And that, okay, I resonate with this space to invite the planet into synergistic co-creation. So I would join this space like this, and it would say normally, okay, you want to join? Are you sure? And then it would be like, yes. And then your little me holon here surrounds on the outside. So that's sort of my profile holon saying I'm here in this space, wanting to co-create. And then in this holon, it lists here on the right side, these are all of the core intentions I'm putting forth to be part of inviting the planet into synergistic co-creation. So one of them is, where is it? Co-create Trim Tab Festival and Whole Systems Hackathon. So when somebody wants to check that out, they would have just chose that. And up here, if you're not in the holon choosing to co-create on that specific intention, you would have said here, do you want to co-create? And you click the button and it puts you in here. So it's basically not, it's more than resonate. It's like you actively would be interested in co-creating on that specific intention. It could be 1 hour or 1 minute a week or 1 year or every day, but it's like more of a commitment. Hey, yeah, I'm actually interested in co-creating and being part of this fractal, this holon here. So
gosh, it's like learning a foreign language.
Yeah, so there's another intention within here, host 50 change makers, and you can break it down as much as you want, but they're all obviously part of a system anyway. None of them are really independent of each other. They're all working together. So that's just a type of holon where we actually do this synergistic co-creation, like what's your visions, what's your intentions, what's your passions, and people can choose to come into circles with each other. And like I was saying, right now, the optimal number, not a rule, but a general guideline seems to be 3+1 for the co-stewards of an intention. It doesn't mean they're the implementers per se, or they're not the implementers. They're the 4 people, and it's generally like 3+1 who activates in a different way or holds space for the whole picture kind of thing. But it doesn't have to be 4. It generally seems to be, they say like 8 or 15. I know it's really popular right now that people are saying like 8 people or 15 in groups seems to be the most manageable. For us, we're working with the possibility that it's like 3, 4 that hold the vision and the compass, the purpose. And then you just start creating more intentions within that. Like we need marketing, we need funding. And then those holons will be held down by 4 people. But within that, you might have the marketing team could have 20 people on it. So it's just, you can be as granular or general as you like to be.
I'm just thinking,
Restart.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
just thinking how to adapt it to our situation, with our sense all around the world, then that each individual sense would be, spiritual emergence networks would be a group.
We call them
From this-
hubs. We call them hubs. So any group of where two or more are gathered, whether it's an organization, a business, a community group, or anything, the main title is a hub because it's like a we space. Whereas the me holon up here is just you as the I in the spiral dynamics. So it's really just me's and we's. Of course, a we holon, a hub holon could be, sub-tagged as like a business if it needs to be, or organization or whatever. But as far as the main dichotomy there, if you will, it's like me's and we's. So for us, we would create an ISIN hub, and within the ISIN hub there would be all the hubs depending on like location or function or something like that. Whatever you guys would choose, it'd probably be by location, really.
Yeah.
Because it seems the most practical and things like that. So this is like the Synergy Hub Network Hub. This is the maestro, and we also use community holons for less formal, I would say, groupings. You've also got a co-holons because they're like, I should have said that. So it's like the co-holons are also a we space, and there may be, if you don't need a new map instance, if you're just like a Facebook group and you don't need to have like special functionality, like the hubs are basically for people that need to create their own, what we call the ontology here, right? So we use passion, vision, desire. We believe those are the 7 core major frequencies that, yes, objective and mission are always the intentions, like if you want to go by the energy of intention. Desires like the high level energy of request and need and all that. But new map can create an ontology that, like, to answer partially your question, is it Rosalita the right way to say? Yeah, so to partially answer your question is like, you will create an ontology and a breakdown that is the most relevant and information that you guys need to synergize things. And the back-end engine, synergy engine, instead of a search engine, from varying levels of complexity will interconnect. If it says mission on your hub and it says intention on our hub, first of all, it's just a no-brainer. So we as co-creators can start making those connections in the back end manually. But then it's going to have artificial intelligence with the heart that will help also create the semantic web graph.
Oh my gosh.
That allows it to be even more natural than us doing it manually. But even from the beginning, if we just consciously co-create, when we first started this, we called it like a conscious co-creation platform. And that's where we're at. Like, people that get in now have to have the patience and time and pioneering attitude to see what we're doing here and how it's good for us all. And it's just, if we all help each other, new map will be realized as a group. It's a group mind sort of collective thing that's expressed individually through us all. So
can you please show us how a communication between two units would look like?
Holons within a hub.
Holons, yeah.
So if we were an ISIN hub, the individual countries would be holons within that hub. Is that right?
I'll show you here. So this is Synergy Hub, the Synergy Hub 1, Antonius, where we're living, the building. This is the hub for that. And for us, we've mapped the actual building that we live in with the rooms and the resources and everything. And we've also mapped the community, which is made up of different projects and different things. So for you, I would imagine the ISIN hub here would have maybe a map of the world or something. And then these would be like, ISIN UK, ISIN Australia. And then in ISIN Australia, you'd have ISIN North Australia, South Australia. And it doesn't mean you always find it that way, where you have to go, 10 levels to just test the database system. But in the future, someone's going to type in ISIN Australia and they'll be brought right to the ISIN Australia. Hold on. So it's not like you always have to go deep. And the visualizations will be different, because one of the key facets of the new internet is separating the data from the visualization. So at some point, there might be 12 holons here that are the main ones that you can sort of choose from as your dashboard. Or it might look like an aquarium with a fish swimming by, and all the fishes are the different ISON hubs. So it's really important to separate the data from the visualization, because people need to see it differently. And then in the future, the other guys are working on the next level already, which is the whole blockchain, decentralized virtual computer. But we're going to run with this version because it's already revolutionary, and we want to get it going and have it help people now before worrying about doing something that might be impossible. So,
Right.
because this is pretty awesome as it is. So that's like, I mean, does that make sense on a general level? That's how one way I think it would look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
very good. Yeah.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
Kind of just a much more interactive version of what we have on the website. So we have a world map with the individual sends mapped on the map, which would be the whole on, but they can't interact. So that's the bit that we're missing.
Is it ISEN? What is the actual
Spiritual
URL?
Emergence Network.org.
Where is it? There we go. Let's just see if we can. So I'm going into my storage hold-on now, which is like my own personal space where I can create prototype hold-ons or bookmark things or something like that. That's why it's just all thing in here. So I'm just gonna create a mock thing here just for fun.
Your brain is working quicker than mine.
All right, let's see what is your logo here. All right. So let's just do it while we're here. This is going to be a little bit stretched because of there's no cropping yet in NooMap, but you'll see how easy it is. Like, so this is the ISEN hub. We just need to make this all quicker, but I'm just going through my files and putting a screen image in the background. It's going to be stretched because of the nature of, I've got to fix that image, but. And let's see if this works. I can change the hub type, like the hold-on type, some are visions, some are intentions. I can change them on the keyboard. So you get this agile manifestation feedback. Like, I think this is an intention. Oh, wait, no, it's actually a vision. Oh, this vision just became an action. And then you just literally just go in there and change it from one hold-on type to another. Now it's a hub hold-on, just like that. You can get feedback if you change your mind about is it a mission? Is it a purpose? Is it objective? And then the whole system, that hold-on type is just changed when it synergizes with other ones. It's now going to synergize as a hub hold-on rather than a passion hold-on or something. So it's like this immediate feedback thing. So let's see if we have the map. Do you have it under where? Under resources? Or?
Under Spiritual Emergence Networks.
Okay.
Operating sends. There's a map here.
Right. So what I would do for you as a start, just as a gift to get things show you here. I'm sorry, United Earth. So each hub can be branded, with the logo and a background image and the color scheme. So this is the United Earth instance that we have. You see it's got a different background and the logo up here and a different color scheme. So I don't know how to do that. Chris has to do that. It literally only takes 5 minutes. So if you guys want to think of the color scheme, it's like this color, this color, this color, and logo. And the color scheme of the background, you can think about it, or if you can think of an image like this that might work, some do, some don't. If we get some graphic designer help, we could have them, create a graphic that fits around the hold-on. That's more like we don't have that ability to do it easy, but if we found some designers that could take the back end dimensions here, they could actually work around it and I'm sure create a graphic that fits perfectly. And of course that will be in there when we get more development. But you can still put colors, some nice colors or an image that can work. It just takes time finding one that works. All right, so you've got, is this a map or?
If you hover on Spiritual Emergence Networks and click on the existing operating sends.
All right, so first of all,
you go to scroll down the maps there.
All right, here we go. All right, so here we would have, what were these called? Operating?
Operating sense.
Just do it quick. And then in here, it's basically the list of these, right? I wonder if I can get the embed code to this. Yeah, let's see if we can get that. Woohoo. This could be fun. This is the first time I'm trying, like, let's see what happens. Like, oh, this is going to be fun. Very exciting. So unfortunately, it doesn't fit right in here now, which is what we want, the live like map, but at least I think we can put it in here. And insert the image. Let's see if this works. No, it won't work.
Gosh, how long have you guys been working on this?
Well, just so you should know, Chris is basically the only one who's done the actual zeros and ones of coding this, aside from this guy, Pat, who did a very tiny bit. And Andrew and I are coders from the more applied and application of it and all that kind of stuff. But Chris is the only one that actually knows how to do the actual back-end code. He's done the whole thing over 5 years.
Wow, wow.
We once had a little bit of budget from Uplift out of Australia. If you know them, the Uplift community, they put on a conscious festival. But it didn't go very far because they weren't very, it was a good experience, but it wasn't ideal. So here we go. We've got the map.
You're so far ahead of things. That's the thing. That's the problem, isn't it? People can't kind of visualize it.
Yeah, but we got so much interest right now. We've got the NHS in Bristol. A friend of ours is trying to get us, is working there to put us on the digital roadmap as a non-profit kind of thing. I've got people, I'm going to show you this before we get off the call. I'm going to show you this game thing that we're using, our friend is using. Like we put in a lot of time the last 3 years and communicating it the best we could in the way we needed. Now it's about to like with you guys and all that, because it's all free. We're just gifting forward until it's such an exemplary use case. You know, people want the normal business thing, like what are the PDF, the use case, but we're like a Teal Plus organization, for lack of a better word. So what we've discovered is being flow and following our symphony and our inspiration. You just have to take your time and not rush it. It's emergent and it's like free, and there's no pressure or expectation really. And what is going to happen is that I just record these calls with people like yourselves. I've been doing it the last 2 weeks, and it's like, here's the use case. Look at NooMap working. It's enough. For me, it's enough to get 100 million from the right people, to be honest with you. My plan is to raise hundreds of millions for all of us so we can fund the new paradigm. We'll make a movie about it so that people feel better about it. But like, this is not 10 million or 3 million. We're going to build all of these centers and all of these hubs and all of these like gift consciousness hubs and healing places, and we're going to do it. And we're going
we've all got the same vision. That's the thing.
It's the same. So all we need to do is work together, which is what NooMap is about. Synergy. It's a synergy form, and it's unconditional sharing. So you can't get much more like wider than that, really.
Yeah.
All right. So that's cool. We've got. I'll get you a link to this and all that. Before we get off, I'll show you guys a link and all that. I'm gonna map. I'll just start working on the map a little bit. You guys can decide if there's a color scheme you might like. Like, is it based on this? Maybe blue and white. We can start there. We'll make it blue and white. We'll use this logo up here. So like, I'm just gonna start working on that this week, just so you guys have something to look at and show your friends.
Great.
And like, really, like the beautiful thing here I haven't shown you is when people comment on NooMap, like you might on Facebook, is that they can reply with one of the major hold on types of question. So in your natural organic networking, like I have a friend who does that, or I'm passionate about that, you tag it. So you're building up your own database of your gifts and your expression through your natural conversation. And then you can link those. So if someone says, I have a resource of 100,000 for anyone who is going to create a natural holistic health center, and you're networking, you see someone's got an intention to do that and 100 acres, you can just be like, oh, I remember I bookmarked that resource, and then link it right in. So it's like crowdsourcing in the moment, like flash crowd creation. And literally within 2 days, if everyone who says they could gift something gifts the thing they said they could, literally in a day or two, you could have a picture of a complete, you know, an utter manifestation. It's going to get epic. This is epic.
It's
this
genius.
Is like,
Absolutely.
These are the lunatics running the asylum. I mean, these are people. These are like, these people would have worked for like Black Ops or FBI or the government in the 50s and 60s, the Manhattan Project. It's like I'm walking around and it's like Terrence McKenna walks by, and then Albert Einstein, and then Mother Teresa. and send
we
it
want to
master.
come and live in the Netherlands.
Yeah, seriously. There's room here, so you guys definitely need. As far as like, so I'll work on this, and then maybe I'll teach you guys how to do that, and then you can do this ROI4 thing, like share what is the. I mean, we should probably just really do it.
We could have a
Let's
play
do
around. It
like,
might take me a long time to get my head around it, but
yeah, we'll just do the actual information, which I wanted to get anyway. Now I could read this on the website, but I'll be lazy and ask you guys. So like, what is the vision of ICE? And if there's no question about budgets or actual possibilities and all that, what's the actual vision for the world through ICE's eyes? And it doesn't have to be perfect right now. I'm just saying,
Yeah, we have the vision. Yeah,
Vision
identified,
statement.
which is vision statement, which is the word where all peoples of all cultures embrace spiritual emergence, to manifest the higher shift, to manifest a shift to the higher consciousness of all humanity.
You can remember it off tap, Rosalia. I can't.
Is it this here then?
Yeah.
That's
The
the
world
one
where all
that
peoples of all cultures.
can embrace spiritual emergence to manifest a positive shift to higher consciousness for all of humanity.
So we basically want to
No.
support the shift to higher consciousness for all of humanity.
Yes. We want to basically legalize spirituality. Like.
Can you do it, Rosalita, word by word for me? I type slow.
Sure. A world where all peoples of all cultures embrace spiritual emergence.
I'll fix the typing later. I can't type, yeah.
To manifest the positive shift.
The what shift?
Positive shift.
Yep.
How was that for a higher? Let me
To a
see.
higher consciousness.
Let me just say.
To a higher consciousness.
To higher consciousness for all of humanity. Yeah.
Awesome. The titles don't work so great right now. So let's see. Very cool. Yay.
It's amazing. It's like living in a film or something. It's just like blowing my mind already.
So the major intentions would be, I guess, your objectives, or this is interesting. Your passion. So I'm gonna list this as a passion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It literally says we're passionate, so let's put that in there. All right. All right. So if you had to say what were the major intentions, would that be like a value? Let's check your values out, because we've got this whole on too.
Yeah, the values are there.
That's an important one.
The values and the ethos and the
Yeah. The ethos is according to Till.
Yeah, this is good. I didn't go through that with Mark, so it's a good thing we said that. So so I just create a hold on. I know that its backend name is values plural, because these are more than one value has. So I made the value. You call it. At ICE, only the following values reflect the behavior. So let's go there. Obviously, when we get further along, we'll be able to right-click something on the internet and then say like Holonify it, and create a hold on. So it's just like more just going into Google and basically taking over. Sorry, Google, but you're out of business.
Yay!
Unless you shape up. I mean, a little bit. Not to be mean or anything. All right. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 core values there, I guess.
Yes.
All right. So, so you see the process of this this hold on type thing. It dictates how people, if you want to create a process, like first someone does their, what challenges are they facing, then what options do they have? So like inside the values, separate values, it could be other things.
Mm-hmm.
let's see. I want to get rid of that value. Doesn't want to work. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just god-awful typer. My brain works too fast. My brain works way too fast.
I was just thinking that, I said that you're the embodiment of mania kind of manifesting into something like genius. You're proving it right now. It's like your brain works like...
I know. It's like my brain is like a quantum computer. I'm working on a particle accelerator for consciousness. It's just ridiculous. I don't know how I ended up here. The grace of God and my wife, I guess, and my parents were really cool in my family. Lucky. I'm luckier than most people that you've run across in the psychiatric wards. Much luckier, really.
Great. Yeah.
All right, so you've got your values.
Well, it's not luck. It's because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, isn't it? You are where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Without that, maybe you wouldn't have been. So.
Ooh. So I think I'm going to call your objectives the intentions for now. That's kind of a similar energy.
Mm-hmm.
And ethos is a new one. We might have to add an ethos hold-on type. What is another word for ethos? Is that like principles or values, or what would a ethos be? Is there any other word for that? A synonym? What's it? I don't know. Never thought about it, like, really.
It's what we believe in.
Yeah.
I'm going to just have to create an ethos one.
Yeah.
There's no reason to do it. All right.
But that's just about teal, so.
All right. So team biographies. So we can add in here what we call creator hold-on. So like your me hold-on will have all of your like co-creator identities. So like in the ISEN game, I'm a co-creator, and maybe my me hold-on is there, but not all of my skills or passions or whatever I choose. So anyway, I'm gonna start mapping your website just on this. I have an idea of this ROI 3. We know your objectives. So the other one was, and we can do this generally. I think the internet connection is not working great, but
yeah, it's kind of.
See, I can also, I can map here. So I was going to ask you guys. So on the other part, like what resources or gifts, like, would you contemplate, putting into the center of this? It's really for the whole community, not just NooMap. It means the whole community, not just Andrea, Brett, and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some of the things we don't really buy what we think we need. Like, it just doesn't work. Like, if I said we need things, we could use $1 million just to ease things, and we want to buy this building for $3 million, and developers and communicators and marketers, and Facebook experts. But that's like really almost irrelevant. So I prefer to just say, like, what kind of resources can you guys share? And it can be anything from time to love to focus to past experience or anything, your networks, leveraging, whatever it might be. And we don't have to go too far. I'm just doing it to,
I think we can think about this, and it probably.
Okay.
Yeah, if you actually, that would be good, because if you send us a list of these headings of the things that, because I don't want to say something and then think later I should have said that instead, or it'd be good if we can have some time to think about this. We've probably got a lot. We've probably got a lot of resources that we can, because we're all about the same thing. We're all about paying it forward. We're all about
gift forward. We're out of paying forward. We don't use that word anymore.
Gift it forward. Okay.
Gift it forward.
Don't use the WORK word either, do you?
Well, no, this is a big one, actually, because Andrea always does, and I always have resistance. But then today, I used it with the dark, and I said, okay, fine. If work is defined as what I'm doing, then it's fine. Yeah. Like, as long as we're understood that it's like what I'm doing and not some other preconceived idea. Yeah,
we can just change change the concept of the word to something positive and enjoyable. It doesn't have to be a negative connotation.
So I'll leave the questions literally in this hold on. And as we get all, I'll show you I think you guys can use this. Like, if you just have patience and learn a few things, I believe you can use it enough to like connect with us on that level and like be part of it. I really do. It's really, at the end of the day, no more difficult than email and Facebook. It's not. Like, just patience and not worrying about what you don't know, and just kind of roll with what you can do.
It's like any platform, isn't it? We've just started using Workspace.
Yeah,
and
you
it just
don't need to worry about all the things it's going to do. It's really like now mapping something so that information is there for us to work with on a synergistic T+ place, rather than Slack or email. Let's use the tools we have. They're good enough for now and safe enough to try, as sociocracy would say.
Is it easy enough to take something out, to delete something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got a 20-minute tutorial that I'm going to give you guys the link for.
That would be good.
That seems to be working for everyone on different levels. I did a pretty decent job for someone that never like worked in tech or anything. So everyone's having a pretty decent go at that. And then you'll learn how to message me on Noomap by that. And then we can try to communicate there. And if we get bottlenecked and it's just not working, if it's just not working, then we go to Facebook. It's just that simple. And if you can't get on, and it's okay if you just don't follow the tutorial, that does happen, then please contact me and we'll do a session. I don't want to overburden you, but at the same time, I'm really keen right now on using this as much as we can within the realm of like our patience and the time we have. So
really
no, I'm happy.
We're using that too. Yes.
Happy to give it a go.
Yes.
And the good thing is we can try this out when we're together, Rosalia.
That's the brilliant thing.
In Hungary and I'm in Spain, and we're going to be together in a few weeks. So
yeah, we can also play around that together.
All right, so finish this. What else do I need to share with you? So I'm going to send you an email with a couple links and directions instead of going through it now.
Great.
Just to save you time, and we don't have to say. But it's going to be this link, meta.noomap.com, meta with 2 T's, which is loving kindness. It's a Palanese word.
Yes.
A beautiful word that also on the same mental frequency. It's going to be more perfect, like a meta alliance or a meta infinite game. It's like, and then of course it alludes to the meta system. It's just perfect. We're trying to get rid of it in our marketing branding conversations, and I'm like, nay, I know what's going on. We need to keep this name meta. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's recognizable as well.
Yes.
It does have it's like, if people can use Google for a company, then we can use Meta and Noomap and words that aren't familiar. I mean, look at what Google did. No one knew that word. So meta.noomap.com is like the home page right now. And from this place, you'll be able to see some media. You'll see when I click here in this hold-on, it's showing me the information on the right-hand pane related to the hold-on that's basically chosen here. This is the main one. But if I choose this one and it blinks, it brings up the information you see related to it. So if you don't click on see it keep switching, it's a little disorienting. So what you need to remember, and you'll see it in the video, is you always click on the one you want to see.
Okay.
Yeah, and like, so on this page, you'll just go into this one. It's called Hellenic Technologies, and it literally has a link. You can watch the tutorials right there. There's 2 of them. And if you double click to go in, it's got a sign up link. It's got the mini tutorials and the tutorials in here. It's just one click to highlight. You don't have to remember this. I'm just saying it once in case you do remember. Double click to go in and right click to zoom out, right click to zoom out. That's it. And in the notes, you'll see on the link, it tells you like to use Chrome, and it tells you a couple other things you need to know about right now. And that's it. Like, really, I feel like you guys will actually be fine. You'll get on, you'll end up going up to this chat bubble. You'll start a new conversation. You'll type my username, and you'll send me a message like, hey, I'm on, and then I'll link you to your hold on. So I'm not even saying don't even worry about getting to what I showed you. Like, see if you guys can get on together. And as far as visiting, like, you guys in August, we should be here most of the month. September, like, let's just stay connected. We'll have room for you. It'll be comfortable enough, not 5-star, but way better than like the crap we're all putting up with when we have no resources, because we're in this amazing building. We've got the stage. I'm on a stage with a big beamer I'm looking at a big I'm actually looking at a big screen. I'm on a stage, and there's kitchens here. There's food sharing. It's amazing. There's extra mattresses, and like there should be here when you get here. And if not, we can still work something out. It's like you guys should definitely at least come by. And then I want to announce Transforming Perceived Mental Illness at this October event, because I don't care if no one shows up. I'll stand on stage and talk about it with you guys, and it will still be a successful month. And it's like you bring that to the Trim Tab Festival and the hackathon, and we're going to integrate that with like Irvin Laszlo and Barbara Marx Hubbard and game theory and philanthropy and all this, and we're going to weave it all together. And at the end of that month, on November 1st, before the election, we're going to say this is an alternative lifestyle platform that the world can choose to be a part of if they so feel resonance with it. And it's just like,
yeah.
And we're announcing a Global Freedom Fest in 2018, which is my dream: music, philanthropy, and music. Like the next Woodstock, which is like I'm gonna play music and do magic on the stage, and we're gonna Patch Adams goes like Jim Morrison or something like that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I'm up for a party. Oh,
this
wow!
is really great.
Amazing.
Yeah, we are very passionate about this.
So grateful to be connected and for what you've done.
Yeah.
Wow. It's
So
like we were talking,
go ahead, yes, please.
so we were talking about how we could create a platform where our Send networks could communicate with each other, and it's like, there you are.
But it's much more than we asked for.
Oh yeah.
Much more than we asked.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Universe.
And of course, like we're really into this teal organization in general, like how to relate to each other and how to work together in this 7 S's. Like, so we've got a lot to share, even if the platform is not perfect or working. We like want to do workshops, and how do we incorporate this 7 S's of co-creation and mental health transformation as an organization? How do we be an intuition? And we've got a lot to share. And Andrea's got background in business, so we've got a lot of ways to help each other, not just the zeros and ones too. Of course.
Yes. I'm sure about that, and it's really.
And then we can get consulting. We can go into other businesses as a group, like you do, and get let them give us $100,000 for consulting, and because they know it's going into the transformation work and it's transparent, they'll be happy. Some of the universities and some of the Kennedys are really into mental health in America. Like some of you who are elders and more like what people are expecting to see, and we make a nice presentation to these people. Like we've got technology, we've got this teal organization, we've got a lot of heart, we've got comedy and music. It's like people are going to be lining up to give money unconditionally, which is not the main thing. I'm just saying it's time for us all to have the resources to get the job on the road. And
absolutely.
I'm tired of saying no to that. So I don't leave it out anymore. I admit that I want some, because I'm just going to keep doing what we do anyway. There's no question we're in it for the long term. It's just, it would be nice to be supported in that way too, or else it's not integral in this world.
And it will happen. It will happen.
Oh yeah. It's definitely happening.
Yeah, it is. It is. Fabulous.
Together. Together it's happening. Not alone. There's no way we could get that kind of funding alone, but together it's obviously super coherent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, that's very exciting, because that was one of the visions I had, to unite instead of setting up separate things, how to achieve this unity. That was a very strong message I got during my process. So that was one of the reasons why I was very excited when I saw the Nooma video. Everything you talk about there is something we believe in, or we got as a message, and it's just so much seems to be the way to go forward.
And I've been spending my time since I was thinking about this kind of awakening, like reeling connections in. So many connections that we can plug into this as well. To make it happen. It's going to happen.
Very exciting. I'm gonna show you one more thing for 1 second before we sign off, because it's fun. Because it's just like all this stuff is like literally tip of the iceberg of what's coming. Like
we can sense it too.
It's whatever the speed limit of the universe wants to allow is the speed we're gonna go, basically. So this is another kind of, do you see that? It's another kind of visualization, which is fun.
This is what is so refreshing about you, Brett. It's just like, right, let's do it, let's get on with it. And this is kind of the frustrating thing about other ways of working. It's like, oh my gosh, so many procedures and protocols. Like,
well, it's a culmination of many years. It's a culmination for all of us, like in that sense. And it's like a classic thing where actors or musicians, people think they always just made it overnight. You know, Brad Pitt, because they're good looking or something. They think they don't. Every great actor I've ever heard or read about actually went to school on some level to become an actor and was a waiter and all that. Nobody ever hardly like made it without ever putting in the effort and time.
Yeah.
So it seems like magic, but it's really just a culmination for all of us.
That's
I mean, obviously,
true.
the bigger message is like consciousness and super coherence, which is super exciting for us, because we're not going to make spirituality legal. We're going to make it like the mandate, like it's the operating system for the planet now. And that includes like all the spiral colors. So it's like no one has to participate if they're not interested, which is nice. It's just our bubble is noospheric, really. The membrane is only imaginary that we're creating. It's like based on values and our vision. So it's literally like the softest, most precious thing, and yet the most integrity kind of thing. Like, so it's fascinating. Thank you. I couldn't even talk like this to most people up to a certain point, and still not even. So thanks for appreciating my mania.
Love it. I love it. It's energizing. And everything you say just speaks to us completely. You know, I suppose before all of this, I would have been like, you know, really confused, but totally with you. Yeah. I just wish my brain could work as quickly to kind of verbalize everything that my soul knows what you're talking about. It's just that my brain's not quite so quick.
No, it's just 3 years. I'm the first primate shot into the noosphere, basically. I've been working on this for 2 years. Like Chris and Andrea haven't spent as much time using ZoomNoomap. I have this great privilege of being the first, really, literally, it's a joke, but like the first monkey shot into the noosphere, and I have a running skit on domesticated primates, so it's kind of perfect. And I don't know how I ended up there, but it changes the way Chris calls it a psychedelic technology, meaning mind altering.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And it's comfortable though. It does it without, you know, when kids get a hold of this. And by the way, you can use this on touch screens. You can move every hold on with your fingers independently. So we have a touch screen in the we're going to put up in the reception area, so people can check in and hit, like, map their passions or see who's in the building with certain passions. It's insanity. It's just so good. Wow. It's the coolest thing ever. Like, and then you can do a community table like flat where everyone could stand around it, and then you have the gesture recognition where people will be able to like, throw hold-ons around and have big synergy parties where you're dancing and using your mobile phone and just like actually co-creating while you dance and drag and dream. And it's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's like, you know what Barbara Marx Hubbard, what comes to mind for me is the one piece of advice Barbara Marx Hubbard gave us was, if you're a visionary, just stay alive.
Yeah. That's really good advice. That's really good advice. Yeah. That's a good point. Absolutely.
So as long as we just stay alive at this point, it's going to be it's pretty much a celebration from this point forward. And how can we have the most fun and most effortlessness and joy, and sharing that with people so they can easily transform without having to do the work or get, like me, into the hospital 8 times before I got the message and all that. So, I mean, it's okay if that happens, but
yeah, well, obviously that's our passion, where we're coming from.
We've lost him.
Right on.
All
right, I guess I should go eat with my wife.
Okay. Nice to see you. Say hi really to the others. Thank you.
I will. Thank you for being on the call. Thank you so much for all you do. I know it sounds weird with me being the technologist, but I literally have been waiting many years for you guys to show up and help me return to where I started and be able to go forward. Like, the hero's journey only ends now with you guys helping me. So thank you so much.
One person I'd love to introduce you to, Brett, is the psychiatrist that's changing the paradigm as well, and he gets all of this too, so that's kind of ironic.
Is he the guy in the UK? Yeah, we'll go over there because obviously we have friends and family and community over there. I want you to meet like Polly Higgins, the Ecocide woman, if you've ever seen any of her work, and like we've got a bunch of people in there that to continue weaving. We've got some, we'll all have to go over there.
Yeah, physical sites absolutely a massive part of our vision. So
Yes.
It just feels like, you know, this whole vision that we had, which was 5-10 years, it's like actually it can happen a lot quicker. So,
Yeah,
absolutely.
which is what
that's
we need. There are
amazing.
so many people out there in crisis needing support. So
Yes,
yeah, the
and we
quicker.
are so much looking forward, you know, to do it faster. You know,
Yeah.
we feel this urge to be
Yeah,
out there quicker, and it feels like, you know, technology like that we can make it faster.
Yeah.
It really feels good, you know, that we can make some progress faster than we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much to do out there.
Mm-hmm. But so much more fun doing it together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yay.
I really appreciate that, what you are doing.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
amazing.
Thank
Cool.
you. I'll just stay in
Looking
touch.
forward.
I'll send you a couple links and
Okay.
we'll have another call in a week, 10 days, 12, whatever the next timing is.
Cool. We'll stay in touch.
Great.
We'll try and message you on Newmap and have a play.
Yeah.
Great.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Great.
Brett.
Have a
Thank
great
you
night.
so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.